So continuing on CBA3 review, we are looking at problem 8. And it says, the lateral faces of a sculpture in the shape of a rectangular pyramid are going to be covered with tile. Lateral. Let's talk about the word lateral. The base of the sculpture is 3 foot long and 5 foot wide. The net of the sculpture is shown below. So lateral faces mean the faces that are, let's look at this. This is a net of a pyramid that would look like is the ones that go up, excluding the base. So we do not want to include the base. We just want the lateral ones that go up and down. So looking at it, height are the same. If you fold it up, you can see that this side would be 3 feet. This side would be 3 feet. And this base of this triangle would be 5 feet. And this triangle would be 5 feet. So we do not want to add in the base. So looking at, so we just want these 4 triangles. So look at your formula chart. Think about a plan of action as to how you're going to do this first. So we're going to cover it with tile, so we need the area. Surface area to be exact. So we want the area of all 4 of those triangles. So look on our formula chart, area triangle, 1/2 base times height, or base times height divided by 2. So area of a triangle, base times height divided by 2. Now, each one of these triangles, how many triangles do we want to find that have the same measurements? We have 2 that are 3 foot base, 7.2 height, that are 5 foot base height. So whenever we want 2 of those, so 2 over 2, any number over itself is 1, so these reduce. So if we just do base and height, it's triangle time. It's going to write it right over here. Area equals 3 times 7.2 divided by 2, and we have 2 of those. So area equals 3 times 7.2 is going to give us the area of this triangle and this triangle. Now, area of a triangle, base times height, 5 times 7.2 divided by 2, but remember we have this one and this one that are the same size, times 2. 2 over 2 becomes 1, so area is 5 times 7.2, and that will give us the area of both that triangle and that triangle. So let's start with our smaller one. I'm going to do my little star next to it. 3 times 7.2. Remember, get your game plan, but then do your work elsewhere. So I'm going to go over here, 7.2 times 3. 3 times 2 is 6. 3 times 7 is 21. I have one number behind a decimal. I move my decimal over 1 place. So area of my 2 small triangles are 21.6. I'm going to circle that because I need to add that number later to the area of my other 2 triangles. So now area of our 5 times 7.2. Come back over here. 7.2 times 5. 5 times 2. 5 plus 1. 1 decimal over 1. area is 36. I'm going to circle that because I need to add that to my area of my other two triangles. So make sure you line up your decimals, because when you're adding and subtracting decimals, unlike multiplying, you have to line them up. So adding, 0 plus 6 is 6, bring down my decimal, 6 plus 1 is 7, 3 plus 2 is 5. So my area, my total surface area, lateral surface area, is 57.6 square feet. Is that one of my answer choices? Yes, it is. So make sure you read the problem, because look, 5 times 3 is 15. If we would have added the base in there, we would have got 72.6, and that answer is a choice, but that is incorrect because they did not want us to include the base. Okay, moving on. A local carnival sells 2 different containers of popcorn as shown below. You have a triangular prism and pyramids have the center of the container congruent. Describe the relationship between the volumes of the 2 containers. Remember when we did our experiment where we had our prism and our triangle, and we actually took the the pyramid and filled it with rice and poured it into the prism, and they had the same bases and the same heights, and it took 3 times, 3 of our pyramids, pouring it into our prism to fill it up. But we can also look at our volume of pyramid and prism, and you can see, refer back to your formula chart, volume of a prism, which this is our prism, is big B times height, and volume of our pyramid, look down here, is 1/3 times big B times height, or big B times height divided by 3. So we see that this, when we deduct, even if you didn't remember our experiment, if you look at your formula chart, the pyramid holds 1/3 less than the prism. So now let's read our options. Container B will hold twice the volume as container A. Well, we already said it was 3 times, so we know it's not that one. Container B will hold 3 times of popcorn. I think that's correct, but we're going to read the rest just to make sure. Container B will hold the same volume. Well, we know that's not true. Container B will hold 1/3 the volume of popcorn as A. So they're saying that the prism holds less than the pyramid, and we know as what is not true. So 3 times popcorn is container A.